What's up, everyone? Play on Daily Fantasy Sports here, bringing you my top picks and plays for today, Saturday, March 9th, the NBA, Fanduel, and Draftkings slate. So let's hop straight into it. Looking first at our guards over on Fanduel, and the guard that I'm really high on tonight is actually going to be Kyrie Irving. He's probable to play, but facing this weak Lakers defense against LeBron, his former teammate. I just really like the narrative and the overall matchup. I think Kyrie makes for a great play. Moving then on over to shooting guard. My top shooting guard tonight is actually Kevin Huerter facing Brooklyn. I really like Huerter in this weak matchup. But the big reason I like him is that for 4,100, I think he is a excellent grab. He had been up to 5,000, and even pushing 6,000 at times this year. So coming back from his injury, I really like him, and in this role at 4,100. Looking then on over at the small forward, my top small forward for tonight is actually Joe Harris facing the weak Atlanta defense. I really like Harris tonight. Um, his minutes have been solid. He has shown that he's able to produce when given the minutes. I think he's a very cheap, solid play for tonight's slate. Next, looking over at the power forwards, my top power forward pick for tonight is Marvin Williams. Coming off a massive game, he's facing an even weaker Milwaukee defense. He's definitely a guy that you're going to want to take a look at for tonight, and if news doesn't change, should be a very solid play. And lastly, taking a look at the center position, my top center for tonight is Karl Anthony Towns facing Washington in what should be the highest total points of any game for tonight. I think that he makes for just a very good all-around play, and yeah, Towns is a great guy to spend your cap on, especially if you're not spending as much on some of these other positions. Next, looking over at the guards on DraftKings, my top guard pick for tonight is CJ McCollum. Very cheap price against a weak defense. That's kind of the theme of tonight. McCollum just at 6,100 against Phoenix, a great all-around play. I think, all he really does is score. That's my only downside with when I play McCollum. But yeah, I really like McCollum tonight. And some of those guys I had mentioned over on FanDuel are also great guard picks on DK. Looking then at the forwards over on DraftKings, my favorite forward pick tonight is John Collins in this big Atlanta-Brooklyn matchup where defense should not be too intense. Collins is coming back from an injury, but at $7,200, definitely a low price for a talented player. It'll be anxious to see how his minutes are. He's projected about 30 to 32 minutes. If he can get that, I'll be happy. But if he gets much lower than that, you're going to want to probably look at some other guys. And lastly, taking a look at the center position, this guy's a good play on FanDuel and DraftKings, but I'm going to bring him up on DraftKings specifically, and that is Alex Len. Facing, again, this weak Brooklyn defense, he's now going to have Collins back, which should hamper his minutes, but nonetheless, with Dedmon out, should get plenty of minutes for tonight and be an all-around solid play. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And be sure to subscribe and like if you wish to continue seeing daily fantasy sports content. Peace.